Hi, I'm WinstonW, here today for first movie review. Let's get into it.
It's gonna happen. Either way, he's going.
So, The Irishman, the latest Martin Scorsese movie released on Netflix since the 27th of November. Do I really need to present Scorsese? Taxi Driver, The Goodfellas, or Shutter Island, Wolf of Wall Street to mention more recent movies. So The Irishman stars Robert De Niro, Al Pacino and Joe Pesci, and it is a gangster crime and political movie. Even without watching it, you know it's gonna be fucking epic. It is based on the true story of Frank Sheeran, a World War II veteran and also mafia hitman. De Niro plays a funny and sympathetic Frank Sheeran with a hair of godness, but coldly pragmatic when it comes to execute contracts. Al Pacino plays a stubborn and hothead Jimmy Hoffa, a labor union leader who doesn't let anyone walk over him. His flowery language and his staggering interpretation undoubtedly makes him the great comic asset of the movie. He is the attraction of The Irishman, completely unleashed. Al Pacino fills the screen, is giving everything he's got. Joe Pesci plays Russell Bufalino, aka the Little Sucker, a Sicilian-born American mafia boss. The character is very calm and composed, the opposite of Jimmy. The guy is a strategist who does what it takes to keep his illegal business going. He is the one that will give his first job to Frank as a mafia hitman. The acting of Joe Pesci is also brilliant. You can feel that the guy, as small as he is the fucking danger. You do not want to cross him. He's very intimidating. So basically, Frank Sheeran is a truck driver that will get the attention of Russell. He wants to provide for his family, so he will do anything they will ask him to do. After 45 minutes, we finally get to see Jimmy Hoffa, and Frank becomes his guy and does all the dirty jobs. At this point, Al Pacino takes over the movie, and Frank becomes the witness of Jimmy Hoffa's adventure. He becomes his strong arm for every political maneuvering and illegal activities. I enjoy the performance of Al Pacino so much. He plays a very dynamic and funny Jimmy Hoffa. He's over the top sometimes, but I just like it. Especially when he gets angry and mocks someone, it just makes you laugh. There is a running gag with Jimmy. He hates when people are late, and it's always a good reason for him to get angry. He is the character I like the most in the movie, even though he's a fucking asshole. The last arc of the movie is full of suspenseful and emotional moments. The last scene will make you shed a tear for sure. The movie is not just a gangster movie. It is also a reflection about old age, disability and death. As much as the characters are awful, the story makes them endearing and you want to follow the story. Like I said before, once Jimmy arrives in the movie, he takes over and Frank becomes the witness. And we switch back to Frank after, what happened to Jimmy. The tragic friendship between the two men is one of the strongest points of the movie. There is a true bromance between them. You feel sadness for Jimmy, stubborn until the end. He doesn't realize how dangerous his behavior is, even after all the warnings from Frank. You can feel the pain in Frank's eyes, in his expression when he understands what he has to do, and you feel very sad for him. The guy doesn't express his emotion, he's quite cold. That's how you know De Niro is a great actor. I could see he was sad even without expressing too much. Talking about how cold Frank is, I was shocked about the way he ends Jimmy. So straightforward, no hesitation, and truly took me by surprise. I love the music in the last act. They use double bass to make you understand that tragic events are about to happen. Once he's done, we switch back to Frank's story, and we become the witness of what happened to him, his family is in France. The scene when he is on the phone with Jimmy's wife is painful to watch. I didn't know if I was angry at him or just sad. So we witness how everything falls into pieces slowly. It reminds me of the last act of The Wolf of Wall Street, when the situation gets out of hand. Frank and Russell get older together, and it is painful to watch. Their body is failing progressively because of old age. Frank can't even walk properly at some point. In the end, Frank ends up all alone. All his friends die one by one, and even his wife dies from cancer. His daughters, especially Peggy, doesn't want to talk to him. They always have been afraid of him and to what he was capable to do. And even after that, he won't give up on his friends when the FBI comes to him. The lifting CGI they use to de-age the actors is very convincing. Sometimes it's a bit obvious, but it didn't bother me that much. For most of the movie it's very well done, and I was even confused to the point that I was wondering how do they truly look like now. The movie takes place over several decades, that's the reason why they had to use CGI to make the characters younger. But the biggest problem is that you can clearly see that the actors, especially De Niro, is not 20 anymore. When he fights or tries to move fast, it's almost laughable. You can see that the guy is old. The most hilarious is when he kicks the ass of the guy called Joe. The guy shoved Peggy, that's why he got to beat him. But the scene is hilarious. De Niro is trying his best, but it doesn't look credible at all. They could have used a stuntman to do this scene for him, really. It's a long shot, nobody would have noticed it. But anyway, I'm a bit nitpicky again, it doesn't bother me that much, and I don't think it's a big problem. It didn't get me out of the movie or anything. Other than that, the movie has no flaws. It is a true work of art. The scene I enjoyed the most is when Jimmy yells at his employees in the office. I love how Jimmy is getting crazy, slamming the desk, insulting everyone in the room. That was fucking hilarious, especially after when Jimmy tries to get back the upset Frank inside the room. For me, the worst thing is the moment when Frank beats the guy from the shop. Like I said before, it's ridiculous. The beating is not convincing at all, I didn't believe it. Even the sound effects are bad. You can clearly see that De Niro doesn't kick him for real, and the bad sound effects don't help. But anyway, it's not so bad. I'm rating this movie 9.5 out of 10. The actors all give excellent performance, the script is brilliant, the music, the editing, it's all great. You can recognize the trademark of Scorsese, in particular the notes of humor, the theme, the raw violence and the dialogues. Is Martin Scorsese capable of doing a bad movie? I mean, even the worst Scorsese movie is a good movie. I don't even know which one is the worst anyway. If you haven't watched it yet, I strongly recommend you The Irishman. It's a true piece of art. Alright, that's all for me today. Leave a like, comment and subscribe for more. Don't forget to check out my music channel also and to follow me on social media. You can also find me on pretty much all digital platforms, Spotify, Tidal, all links in the description below. Okay, stay tuned, see you next time!